Oh, yeah. Oh, good morning. Oh, is that recording? I don't know. It probably is recording. Good morning. It is, what is it? 7:30, 29th of November. It's been a while, hasn't it, since I last uploaded a video. Guess where I'm not? I'm not in the Isle of Wight. On the Isle of Wight, whatever. I'm not in the Undercliff. I'm down. Well, actually, you guess where I am. I'm not going to tell you for now. Right, I've got to get this rubbish off of my driver's seat so I can drive. Where's me? Oh, this is a nightmare. Trying to live in a tiny little vehicle, tiny little car, in any way sensibly. The sooner I can afford a proper van, the better. What's that? Oh, yeah, okay. Where's it gone? There it is, sitting on it. Oh, okay. Don't want to lose my phone. Put this on. A bit warm last night. I had the window cracked by about an inch open, and I was still too warm. That's one thing you notice with this little tiny car, is you stay a lot warmer. The struggle is, well, no, it's not a struggle. I was going to say the struggle is doing this bit, actually getting out from under the sleeping bag and putting all your clothes on and using wet wipes. You don't want to hear that, do you? But actually, I just put the engine on for about 5 minutes as I'm making a cup of coffee, and the engine heater warms the car up. So by this stage, I didn't bother putting it on this morning because it's too warm. But by this stage, it's really warm in it. Literally 5 minutes of having the engine running. But like I say, today it's not at all chilly. It's quite the opposite. So top tip there, if you want to stay warm in winter and you want to live in a vehicle, live in a little tiny vehicle. Because the bigger space of a van takes more to warm up. It takes more heater capacity, facility, whatever. Chinese diesel heater or something you need in there. If I had a Chinese diesel heater in this thing, it would be way too hot within about 10 seconds. And I'd have to keep turning it on and off, which would be silly. So Chinese diesel heater is better for a bigger vehicle, although I see Socks with Sandals has got one. He's just put one in to his small car, relatively small car. I think his vehicle is probably the size of my small Berlingo type van. Yeah, so basically everything at night goes onto the driver's seat, including my books. And then during the day, my rubbish bag. Oh, just bumped my head. Oh, I'm living the dream, aren't I? Why I don't put all this on Instagram, I don't know, because they'd love it. Take my curtain rail down, which is this bit of string. Oh, blimey. Oh, God. Yeah, I really am living the dream, aren't I? Undeniably a better way of living. I'm making it all sound so difficult. Right, you can go there. I have four jackets in this blooming car. I've got this one, the Exeter University one. I've got my newer Paramo. Got my leather jacket down there, and then I've got a little wind cheater type Paramo jacket as well. We're going to have to get rid of at least one of them. The strap of my bag was caught in the car door. And then I'll just show you actually, I have to pile a load of stuff. Oh, let's switch you around. Pile a load of stuff on whatever that's called, the dashboard. It's not really the dashboard, it's above the shelf above the dashboard. Overnight, there's my pan, there's my gas stove, and there's some plastic tubs of stuff. So I have to drag all of that off of there during the day. Obviously, I can't drive with that lot on there. Alright, so the stove always goes in the same spot. The camera, I'm filming this on the Osmo Pocket 3, by far the best vlogging camera on the planet. The stove goes there, you can't see it, but trust me, it goes there. My corn wrap. My Tupperware tub of all sorts of stuff. That can go there. Can wedge you in the gap. And this is what we end up with. Hold on. Once everything's off the dashboard shelf, we end up with a load of nonsense on my bed. There's my stove. So yeah, that's how I sleep there overnight, despite having loads of junk in the car. So yeah, I think that's one of the significant advantages of living in a car rather than a van is keeping warm. It's a much smaller space. You can't do the insulation really, so in this vehicle it'd be really hard. Well, yeah, I think it would be pointless. Comes the rain. Pointless to do insulation as people do in vans. I often haven't got a clue. No, I honestly haven't got a clue whether all that insulation people do in vans actually makes any difference. I'm sure it does. I'm sure people have tested pre-insulation and post-insulation temperatures in a van. I'm sure it does work, honest. I don't think it would work in this car though, because you could only insulate the back end half the vehicle, and you've got this big area you can't really insulate at the front. I mean, you could put something up on the windscreen and the two windows either side, but I honestly don't think insulating would make any difference to a car. It's raining now. One of the disadvantages of living in a vehicle is what do you do when it's raining? I know what I'm going to do in a minute. I'm going to walk into town. I haven't told you where I am yet, I don't think. That's for you to guess. Can't remember what I was going to look at now on my phone. I was going to look at something. Got my phone up here. Can't remember. Quite well, I've just checked emails. I don't know. That's not what I was going to do. It's very rude. Whilst I've got an audience watching my video, just put my shoes on. Yeah, I was saying that can't really insulate a car, but then again, it's a much smaller space, warms up much more quickly. Just turn the engine on. Within 5 minutes, it's lovely and warm. There's a robin. It's friendly robin. Hello, buddy. Let's see if I can wind down the window without freaking him out. The very squeaky window is still sat there. Give him a little bit of a broken crisp. Well, he's seen me throw it down. He's just sat a little way along. So when I do go in a minute, do you want a bit more, buddy? He's hopping over. A bit more. Let's see. I'll get a video of him. Don't know where he is now. Oh, there he is. Down on the floor. Little robin. Very appreciative, I think. Giving you a bit of a feast there. That should keep you going the whole day. Not that you should be eating crisps all day. No, he's quite enjoying it. Start the engine up now and freak the poor little thing out. Robin's still chomping away. I've just noticed a bin there, so I'm going to put this rubbish in that bin. Silly noises. How long is it going to take Flea to start up, we wonder? Oh, that's pretty quick. Pretty impressed by that. Right, let's see if I can find a space closer into the centre. So I don't have to walk quite so far in this drizzly, horrible wet rain. I'm just wiping the windscreen off at the moment, so I can actually see out of it. That side as well. What a silly noise I make. Well, I'm going to turn you round, but actually let's wipe the windscreen a little bit more. I'm not sure that it's going to focus on the outside of the windscreen. It'll probably focus on the windscreen. Let's have a look by turning you around. What's it doing? Maybe focusing outside. Put you up a little bit. But tell me where I am, people. See if you can work it out. Let's just plug in my gadgets. So fuel economy is another significant advantage of living in a small car. I don't know how much it costs me, but I only have to fill up now and then, especially when I'm on the Isle of Wight, in the Undercliff. I very rarely, or not very rarely, probably every 2 weeks I go to the garage and get another tank of fuel. I'm in a Citroen C1, which is a tiny, tiny little car. So I'm kind of the smallest of the small in terms of vehicle. Right. That's what I was going to do. I was going to see where this little road takes me. I know if I go back on myself, I know where I end up. But how about this little one? Da da da. Let's see. Okay, that'll do. I know which road we're on, or will be on when I get to the end here. I'm not going to tell you guys though, you've got to tell me where you think I am. Oh. So yeah, fuel economy is another advantage. So heating it up in the morning is easier with a car. Fuel economy is better with a car than a van. The third one is finding somewhere to park. So although I think a smaller van would be just as easy as a average size car, but I think I get a bit of added flexibility in terms of especially urban parking in this little tiny car. Having said that, a bigger van, if you've got four-wheel drive and all the proper tyres, you have that distinct advantage of having more places you can go to. It doesn't apply to me because I don't really go out onto rough ground out in the middle of nowhere. I tend to stick around towns and villages. Right, I'm just going to see if there's a space up here. I don't think there will be this time of day. But if there is, I can just park up the end, then walk straight into the town. Let's let this guy go past, he's bigger than me. Might get a space along here. Is this a space? Yes, it is. That'll do. Worked out where I am yet. Let's just double check it is actually a parking space. I couldn't see if there were any double lines, to be honest. Yeah, we're okay here. Right, just you worked out where we are yet? I think I can switch off low light mode now in this. Right, what stuff do I need? So yeah, third advantage, easy to park, easy to find spaces to park. Fourth advantage is you minimise dramatically, unless you've got storage or a friend's house where you can stick stuff, you get rid of everything. I opted for getting rid of everything. I've got a few books still stored in a friend's loft, but that's it. Apart from that, I got rid of everything. And it was so refreshing to do that, to be honest. It's really good for clearing one's mind, and yeah, clutter can be weirdly stressful. Just having loads of stuff that you've then got to find space for. I don't have that problem, because I've literally got nothing really, computer gear. So I can do these videos, you know, obviously video recording gear. But very little apart from that. So minimalism, kind of extreme, self-imposed extreme minimalism, I would class as an advantage of living in a van. It certainly has been, or living in a tiny car, certainly has been for me. Now I will eventually move into a bigger van, probably quite soon, because I'd like to be able to stand up in the vehicle on a rainy day, and I might even end up doing some work in the car, in a van, as in doing some of my typing and my writing, books and that kind of stuff. at the moment I have to go to cafes. It's another advantage. It forces you out into the big wide world of humanity. You kind of have to become sociable as a car dweller, because you're never in the car. You're only in the car to sleep, really, and to drive around. During the day, you're in cafes, and if you're employed, if you have to go to an office, then you go to the office. I don't have to go to an office, although I am currently employed. When the time comes that my side hustles can cover all of my costs, I'll be working, well, much the same as I do now, to be honest, from cafes. Right, I think that's everything I need. Let's go out and see if you can work out where I am yet. Should be able to, as soon as we walk up the slope here. Should become fairly clear. Let's put the microphone on there. It's a Saturday today, so I'm not going into, well, I'm not doing any work, if you know what I mean. Let's turn you around. Put the window right up, I think. Any idea where I am? If you watched a few of my videos, you'll know probably where I am now. So have you worked out where I am yet? Should be fairly obvious. This is Gandhi Street. Shall I put the proper microphone on? Yeah, let's put the proper microphone on. Hold on. Turn it on. Now it's connected. I imagine that's made a bit of difference, but I don't know. Worked out where I am yet. It's a bit of a giveaway just here. Let's have a look at some of that graffiti. We still have a chance. Yeah, I see. Actually, I can get out this way, can't I? Rougemont Gardens. Just about to get through there into the bigger park. Can't do that anymore. One squirrel. Anyway, I'm going to go back down here. So just watching Sean the Prawn on his YouTube channel. Go look that one up, Sean the Prawn. He's just bought a new motorhome. He was living in a Berlingo like I was, and he's now just gone and bought a motorhome. Went all the way up to Scotland. Looks like a very nice motorhome as well. Quite a change from a tiny little Berlingo to a nice, spacious motorhome. Good luck to him, I say. Yeah, go and subscribe to his channel if you're into this van life stuff. So I'm more looking for a anonymous, stealthy camper or panel van type thing, so it doesn't look like a camper van on the outside. That's what I'm looking for. Can't afford it quite yet. Timepiece nightclub. Spent many evenings in there when I was younger. Here comes the rain. So I wonder if I've got a parking ticket. There goes a microphone. Just dropped off as I started to run. So I didn't bother paying for parking. It's only just gone 9 in the morning. So, and it doesn't look like I've got a parking ticket. No, I haven't. Or a parking fine. That's good. Let's get back to the car. It's horrible. Oh, that was lucky. Could have got soaked there. Got close to the car just as it started to rain. Phew. God love winter. I don't want to get wet because getting clothes dry in the car is a bit of a nightmare. Not that bad. Let's leave this jacket on. Actually, I was going to take it off. Coming down properly now. I'm listening to a podcast. Let's take that off whilst I drive. Actually, look at the window. The windscreen all steamed up. Oh, glorious winter weather. I think I enjoy this living in a car malarkey way too much. I'm definitely built for it, I think. Wouldn't want to be doing anything else apart from maybe living in a cabin in a tropical rainforest that I own. That would be cool. Yuck. Right, let's go up go up the road. Get a brekkie in the Weatherspoons, I think. La 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 la. The roads here in Exeter are blooming awful. Loads of potholes. Makes the roads around Ventnor look positively supreme, superior, almost usable in fact. Of course they're not, they're terrible, but they're worse here. Don't know if it's Exeter City Council or Devon County Council that looks after the roads, or doesn't. So I'm heading to the Imperial pub, which is a Weatherspoons. I wouldn't ordinarily go to somewhere like Weatherspoons, it's a bit manky, but because the coffees are so cheap and the brekkies are so cheap, really good vegan brekkie for £2.99. I'm not a vegan, but the vegan brekkie is the biggest of the £2.99 breakfasts because you get toast and butter with that one, whereas the other £2.99 brekkies, the meaty one and the vegetarian one, you don't get the toasted butter, which is a bit weird. Not butter, it's a vegan spread flora or something like that. It's a very good brekkie. I don't mind eating a vegan brekkie. I'd rather have a rasher of bacon in it, but you don't have that. That's fine. You do get 2 vegetarian or vegan sausages, which are very nice sausages, I think, in my view. Right, so I've got to sit in the car until this rain stops, I think, before I walk to the pub. So I've parked just down here. Just parked behind this silver car here. And wait for the rain to stop, like I said. Or put my waterproof jacket on. Might do that actually. Oh, I didn't have my lights on, that's unusual. Unless I turned them off. Take this one off, which is not waterproof, but it's nice and warm. Not that it's cold today. Put that up there where it's on the shelf there, so it can dry out in the non-sunny weather. Put the waterproof jacket on. I purchased this jacket. It's what do you call them, where you put them over your head? Can't remember, but it hasn't got a zip at the front. Can't remember what you call them now. What do you call this style of jacket? I'll remember in a minute. But yeah, you basically have to pull it over your head. I wouldn't buy this style of jacket again. I like the ones that zip up at the front. But it's a very nice jacket. Unfortunately, it's not a cheap, it's an expensive jacket that will last probably 20 years. But I don't like the style. The look of it's fine, it's just putting it over my head. What's it called? The hoodie style where you don't have a zip. Anyway. Come on, rain, stop. Don't know why I'm listening to this podcast. That's better. Right, what do I need to take with me to the leather spoons? I haven't got much of this. It's almost empty, that oat milk. I don't like the oat milk in it, in the Weatherspoons. Little sachets is really foul tasting. So I take my own. Actually, I've not got very much oat milk. I wonder if I can take some of my powdered oat milk with me. What will I put that in? I need a little bag of some sort. What little container? Where is it? There it is. This is a big sack of oat milk powder. I don't like cow's milk because it clogs me up. I know what I can use. I take Rusty for walks, Rusty the dog. So I've got poo bags. So I'm going to put some oat milk, this is gross. I'm going to put some oat milk in one of these unused poo bags. I'll take that with me to the Weatherspoons. You're going to think that is absolutely gross, but you know, it's an unused, I was going to say a plastic bag, but it's not really plastic, it's biodegradable, whatever it is, mulchable bag. So there's no plastic in there at all. But anyway, point being, I'm going to take it with me. Some oat milk, pour that in there. Let's see. Oh, stay down, gimbal. Don't go back up again. That's it. I only want to pour a little bit in there. How innovative. I made quite a lot because this stuff is not very thick. So you need to put quite a lot in there because I like milky coffee, oat milky coffee. So I have to put plenty of the powder in. It's oat and pea protein milk. I forgot it has pea protein in it as well. Anyway, there we go. Nice poo bag full of oat milk powder. And we're going to tie that up in a way that I can open it again when I get to Weatherspoons. What I do, let the air out. Put it in the side pocket of the bag, I think, because it's a very thin bag. So I don't want it splitting. Put it in there. Just wait for the rain to stop now. Get that rain off my glasses. That's better. Is it going to stop, or am I just going to have to suck it up and go walkies? There we go. What do we reckon, folks?
towel, flannel, sponge for getting rid of dead skin cells, and some soap, and some hot water with any luck. It's not much pressure, I'll say that. Well, we certainly got hot water. Yes. Oh, yes, indeed. Wow. Wow, that was nice. Well, that was a successful few days in the lovely city of Exeter. Now it's time to hit the road again, heading back east to Dorsetshire. Is Dorset a shire? I don't know. To Dorchester Shire. Pretty sure Dorchester isn't a shire. So have a quick walk around campus, head back to Flea and hit the road. I'm on low light mode, let me change that. Can I do that whilst it's recording? No. That's better. Definitely not low light. In fact, let's put the filter up a bit. Only a little bit, hopefully that's better. What an absolutely stunning autumn day yet again. Northcote Theatre.
We were worried about it.
Peter Chalk Centre over there. Let's lower the gimbal a little bit. Going to turn that filter up a little bit more. Need to read up on filters on these camera systems. I know nothing about how they really work. Now we're going into shade, I'm going to turn it down. You would not believe this is so far into winter. I haven't said what date it is, have I? It is now the 30th of November. That's lovely, isn't it? The sun shining through the canopy of these mostly pine trees. Do you love this Osmo Pocket 3 camera? Works wonders in these kind of conditions. One squirrel. Yeah, so far this winter we've been spoilt in terms of the weather. I know it's only the end of November. It could all change dramatically and more than likely will. So I'm just enjoying it whilst it lasts. Feels very much like a lovely spring day this morning. Today it's only just coming up to midday. Very loud robin there. Oh, that is sunny. Let's turn you around that way. Phew. Good place to keep fit, this campus. There's lots and lots of hills. Obviously this is Exeter University Streatham campus in Exeter itself, whereas I'm associated with the Cornwall campus in Penryn, down in Cornwall, funnily enough, which is also very hilly. So that was a nice wander. Now we are going to head back to the car. Tip flock there. I haven't got my binoculars with me. There's a little bird up there. Yeah, looks like a warbler. Yeah, there's a small warbler up there. That can really only mean one thing at this time of year. I'm not going to say it though, because I haven't got my binoculars, so I can't look at it properly. It's not calling. Oh well, back to the car. Wow, that was a nice trip to the West Country. Well, as far as Exeter at least. Get my jumper off, jacket off I mean. Oh, I do grumble a lot, don't I? As if taking a jacket off is a major chore. Got the filter on too high, haven't I? Hold on. Oh, it's already facing me, wasn't it? Right. Because it's midday, the sun is off to the east, no west. sun is off to the west, so I can have the filter on its lowest level. Let's get ready to do this road trip. Got some munchies. Supposed to be eating healthily, hence the unhealthy munchies. What else do I need to do? Let's open those packets. Obviously not going to fiddle with crisp packets whilst I'm driving. I've got to go to Dorchester to pick up some Amazon post. No point getting it delivered here because I knew I was going to Dorchester now. Let's clean off a bit of condensation on the windscreen. Actually, let's turn the thingy on. What's it called? Engine, that's the thing. That's what I mean. Get some warmth coming up through the radiator, whatever it is. That should do. It's a bit moist on the windscreen, so hopefully it will see through that. Focus outside rather than inside. When I switch the camera around. I'm not going to say anything, it's just a road trip video. Actually, I'm going to turn it down to 1080p so the file size is smaller. Don't know if you as a viewer particularly notices any difference. Probably do if you're watching on a TV, which is increasingly a thing. Right, let us see if Flea will get us all the way back to Dorchester without a catastrophic implosion. Ooh, skidding. I hope that was skidding rather than a flat tyre. Yeah, it appears to have a flat tyre. I do like Exeter and the West Country. Exeter itself is has its nice parts, has its rough parts. To be honest, if they shifted Norwich, plucked up Norwich and dumped it on top of Exeter, I'd be really happy because Norwich is a lovely city, especially with the river, the Yar going through it. We've got the Exe here, but I don't really get close to the Exe. I don't go down to the waterfront. I don't think I've ever done a video, Cornish van dweller video on the Exeter waterfront, which is a big gap. I'll have to do that. I'm not going to get past these lights in one go because these two are... Unless I can squeeze through there, which I don't think I can. I can now, he's moved very kindly. That was good of him, give me some room. Actually gone the wrong way here. I didn't intend to come this way. There's a... actually this time of day this probably is a better way. I was going to go through the town centre, through Exeter, the city centre. Is it Sidwell Street up that way? That cuts out a little awkward bit here, Black Boy Road I think it's called. But actually this time of day, at a weekend, this is probably the better way to go. As you can see, there's no traffic to speak of. It's a Sunday, so relatively quiet roads. Well, very quiet roads really. Tell me in the comments section if you're familiar with where are we? Exeter. If you've ever visited. I lived here for about 6 years. Some time ago. And I did enjoy my time here. It was a little bit stressful, but it was a nice lifestyle here. Spent a lot of time outside of Exeter and a lot of time in Exeter. Those are my clubbing days, Timepiece and Cavern Club. Sorry about the sun, I'm not going to turn the filter up because we're going to be facing away from the sun after this turning. When we turn left and face east, that will be the last of being blinded by the sun, I think. Until we get to Dorchester. So my clubbing days really aren't over, to be honest. What I do have to do these days is have a kip during the day, so I can still be awake by about 10 in the evening. Have enough energy. But as long as the club has some older people, as in not all blooming teenagers, don't want to go to that kind of club, but if it's a bit older, people in their 30s and 40s and on, and I'm well up for that. Very tempted to book onto Boardmaster, which is the surfing themed festival down in Cornwall, down in Newquay. I've not done it. Obviously having the car, which is a micro camper, I can do it relatively cheaply. I'll have a look, see if there's any camping tickets left. If not, I could just hang out in Newquay. It's in August, so just hang out in Newquay during the festival week. Enjoy some of the vibe around Fistral Beach and that kind of stuff. Remarkably easy going through here today, traffic wise. So I used to live down in Heavy Tree, which is kind of to the right of where we are now, probably a couple of kilometres off to the right. Lovely part of town that is. Almost bought a property for £39,000, a small ground floor flat on Heavy Tree Road. Yeah, kind of, that would have been paid off by now had I bought it. Easily. And it would have appreciated in value considerably, I think. Especially a ground floor flat. I think it was 2 bedroom as well, 1 smaller bedroom and 1 quite large bedroom. Quite how that's, yeah, sorry, that is a ground floor flat. It was on a bedsit. Very nice. I like the lifestyle I have now, so I'm not lamenting past decisions. Try not to do that. just avoid going over the red light. Don't know why I got into this lane, to be honest. This is a bit boring, isn't it? And another red light. So I'm not doing very well with red lights. I wasn't doing too badly up until here, to be honest. Hmm. $12:39 in the afternoon. So I should get to Dorchester by about 3 o'clock, I think. Hopefully pick up my Amazon post, and then I'll probably drop down onto Portland. Isle of Portland. Stay on the Vern Common. And then I need to go to Purbeck on my way up to Lymington and the crossing back to the Isle of Wight. Now, I think tomorrow might be a bit wet and rainy here, but hopefully the further east I go, the less wet and grim the weather should be. So, come on, Mr. Galaxy driver, or GLA driver, I mean. The lanes merge here, so guy behind me doesn't know what merging on lanes means. He was gesticulating at me even though I was way in front of him. This person's a bit dithery. Little camper van there, just the sort of camper van I would never get. A VW. They look cool. Was it combi or something? They look cool, but totally impractical for living full time in. Of course, plenty of people do, but those people are not me. My plan is a nice discreet panel vans without all the windows. Much easier to insulate, much more stealthy, less obvious, much better for privacy. Although I probably would have van life stickers or some sort of wrap around it to promote Cornish van dweller eventually, as things grow on this channel. Which reminds me, if you're not a subscriber, your subscription-ship, that's not a word but it is now, would be much appreciated. Even better for the channel is if you hey, red light, is if you watch more of my videos, because watch hours is what really matters. You get a lot of channels with a lot of subscribers, very low view counts. So I have lots of subscribers, but those subscribers are not watching their videos. Some people buy subscribers to YouTube channels to make their channels look like they're big, which is silly, counterproductive. Right, we are now on the A35, is it? I'm not sure, to be honest. I never am. I think it's the A35. Heading east towards East Devon, then West Dorset, Dorchester in mid Dorset, where with any luck I can pick up some post. Then head down into Weymouth and then Portland. I'm going to leave you now just to enjoy the autumn colour on this drive. I'm not going to say very much. If I remember to put some music on, that's a bonus, but I probably won't. I've got a completely full tank, so I filled up the tank yesterday, I believe. I haven't done any driving since. Hang on, where did I fill up the tank? No, actually I filled up the tank a couple of days ago in on my way down into Exeter, so good half hour before, no, good 3/4 of an hour before I got to Exeter, and the tank is reading as full on my fuel gauge. So I've still got a full tank. I've driven probably 3/4 of an hour into Exeter on a full tank. I basically sat in Exeter and now I'm driving out of Exeter with effectively a full tank. Or at least that's what my fuel gauge is telling me. I've just put the external microphone on, so if I do say anything you can hear me. Yeah, let's see what the fuel gauge indicator says when we get into Dorchester. See how much we actually use. Because I'm not in a rush, I'm only going at about 65 miles an hour at the moment. I don't want to get into Dorchester too early because the car park will be busy and the traffic will probably be, well, it's a Sunday, so maybe it'll be fine. But driving a bit slower saves fuel as well. Now driving at 50. Lovely slow speed. It's worth saying what I have actually been doing the last few days in the West Country. Not purely a recreational visit. So I had a telephone conference on Wednesday, I think it was. No, hang on. I had a farmer cluster meeting on Wednesday, where I presented a slide presentation to a group of farmers. That was entertaining. They seemed pleased, which was good. And then the following day, on the Thursday, I had the telephone conference call where I gave another presentation to a group of organisations, and the theme of that presentation was the reintroduction of a lost species of bird, of all things, to southern England, specifically to the Isle of Wight. My particular talk was on. So a really geeky subject. And then I came down to the university to meet somebody on campus, and then meet a friend who I went to university with, a lovely lady. So yeah, those meetings are all part of the paid work that I do as an employee. What I haven't really been doing is any writing of my books, so my side hustles, which is not good. I need to work more on those. I need to make sure when I'm driving along here, make sure that I don't miss the turn off to Honiton. If I do miss the turn off to Honiton, then I have to carry on up the A303 to Stonehenge. No, Honiton 1 mile. I wouldn't mind a diversion or taking the wrong route and ending up at Stonehenge. Then I could just drop down to Dorchester from there, which is easy enough. Via Blandford Forum, going over Cranbourne Chase. I should do that one of these days. Don't think it would add that much time to the journey, to be honest. So that was the first turn off into Honiton, the one we don't want to go down. This is our turn off in 1 mile. Yeah, it is the A35. So I suppose this one may be the A30, maybe, I don't know. Excuse my coughing. Winter always does this to me. Just coming into the back end of Honiton, then we'll get on to the A35 up through East Devon. This, I guarantee, will be the last bit of being blinded by the sun. There we go, facing away from the sun. That's better. Right, Flea, let's see if we can, or if you can get us back to Dorchester in one piece. What a lovely autumn colour. because so far it's been a fairly storm-free autumn. We haven't had any gales to speak of. We've had one or two, but there's still a few leaves on the trees. So it'd be nice to see what the undercliff is like. When will I be back there? What day is it today? Sunday, so Monday. I'll be back on Monday evening. Be able to, if the weather's any good, I'll be able to put the drone up Tuesday. If the weather's like this, I'll definitely be able to put it up. I kind of doubt it will be, but you never know. Stop off here for a quick cup of coffee, I think.
hedgehog on the road there. Don't often see hedgehogs even squashed on the roads these days. Bad news. Now we're just coming to Dorset, so that was on the right on the Devon-Dorset border. towards the chalk now, which means we're not that far out of Dorchester. drive into Dorchester always seems to take a long time. Just coming up onto the summit now, up onto the downs, then we will swing into Dorchester. It's a bleak Poundbury, King Charles's playground. I can see 0 trees in Poundbury. Prince Charles is supposed to be into the environmental, but Poundbury is bleak. What a horrible name as well, Poundbury. Sounds like a gated community full of rich people. It must be a nice place to live. People seem to buy places there. I assume that the land was owned by the Duchy of Cornwall.
So we've lost 1 bar on the fuel gauge out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 out of 6 has gone. Pretty fuel efficient, these Citroen C1s. And there we go.